I just watched the dumbest horror movie ever made. The movie is called Mousetrap. It's about a guy dressed up as Mickey Mouse, you know, the Jolly Kids character, killing people. And recently I feel like I've seen a lot of horror movies like this, where you take kids' cartoon characters and just turn them into slashers. You got Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, and now sadly they got my childhood mouse in a really bad slasher movie. So let's get right into it. So in the opening scene, we got this Star Wars type thing going on. And they say that they're not associated with Disney in any way. Which, thank God, because I was going to show this to my cousin's 4-year-old kid. Phew, that was a close one. Then we cut to the actual opening scene, where we see two detectives interviewing this girl named Rebecca, and she just survived a massacre. Then we cut to this awesome arcade called Fun Haven. We see the manager of this establishment ask his two employees if they can stay later, because there's a private party happening. So this is obviously a massive problem. And this little girl recognizes that. So she gives us a good solution.
Just kill him!
I don't see any downsides to this. I think they should do it. And then we see this manager walk into his office and he has a ton of Mickey shit. I guess just like every manager has. And he's got Steamboat Willie playing on the projector with a shit ton of seats all around. Which is weird because I can't imagine a bunch of people coming to his office to watch Mickey Mouse. I don't know, man. Maybe instead of watching like sports with his friends, he just turns on some Mickey Mouse. So then we cut and we see this Mickey Mouse mask. And it's talking to him evilly, saying evil things. Then we go back to the two girls and they're working very hard. This girl attempts to Kobe the napkins into the trash bag, but she ends up Valentining it.
No.
Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No.
Whoa, no!
No.
That is not the shot!
No.
And then leaves to go hang out with their boyfriend, leaving this girl, Alex, alone to sail the ship. We see her play a bunch of games, and now I'm jealous that I don't have this job. But I guess I won't be jealous later in the movie once we see evil Mickey do some evil stuff. Oh wait, he's actually showing up right now. You hear that whistle?
Jaina?
So now Alex is like, oh my god, is that really Mickey Mouse? That's like my favorite mouse ever. So she walks over to see if it's actually Mickey. And yeah, it's Mickey alright. Evil Mickey. So she runs away and ends up running into all her childhood friends. It turns out that all her childhood friends were the ones that booked the private party. And they are there to celebrate Alex's 21st birthday. Aw, how nice. That's the wholesome stuff I want to see in a Mickey Mouse movie. Maybe I should show this to my cousin's 4-year-old child. We meet a bunch of her friends and we see the girl from the opening scene, Rebecca. And I just want to say they have cut back to her in the jail multiple times throughout these scenes, but it really just doesn't matter and doesn't add anything to the story, so I'm just not going to cover it. So yeah. So this was a nice wholesome little surprise, and this was all put together by a guy named Marcus, who likes Alex as more than a friend. But he's too scared to do anything about it, which really pisses me off to see. Please just shoot your shot, bro. I've seen so many of my friends end up liking these people, and then they just do nothing about it, and they end up hung up on them for so long, and it drives me crazy. If you're in this situation, put up that shot. Don't be Marcus. But now, what's unfortunate for our pal Marcus is that he's in a battle for Alex's love with this party guy. So now we see Marcus do his best Scream impression.
Like if he was in a horror movie, you'd never say, I'll be right back, because then you don't.
Where he acts like he's a horror movie expert, and that pisses me off as well. That is such an iconic aspect of Scream, and this is not Scream. This is the fucking Mousetrap. Zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket, bro. So now we see Marcus become a player and make his move on Alex, after Alex basically tells him to put up a fucking shot. He's got all his candy lined up on the table. He's ready for a wild night, and I think he does pretty well here. And then a scene later, we see Party Guy put up his shot. But I guess he just doesn't have the natural charisma that Marcus has. My bad, Marcus. Sorry for doubting you. I guess you know what you're doing after all. So now we cut to this couple that's on like a McDonald's playground thingy in the arcade. And we see them try to get freaky. But wait, there's a peeping Tom. Or should I say, peeping Mickey. So he runs after them trying to join in on their fun. And now we see the whole group attempting to leave the arcade. But they realize that they're actually locked inside. So now Party Guy and his clone split up. And we see Party Guy go in the McDonald's play thingy. And evil Mickey is still chilling in there. Probably having the time of his life running around and shit. Who wouldn't? I used to love those things as a kid. So now Party Guy tries to join in on the fun. And become boys with Mickey. Which is exactly what I would do. How many times in your life are you going to get the opportunity to befriend Mickey Mouse? Probably not many. Then we see Rebecca walk in the McDonald's playground thingy. And she sees Mickey and thinks it's Paul. But that's obviously not fucking Paul. That's Mickey Mouse, dude. Are you fucking blind? But now we get to see some Mickey Mouse magic. Just like every good Disney movie should have. Mickey fucking teleports. And he's teleporting all around trying to find a good angle to slash Rebecca. But then Rebecca flashes Mickey. with this flashlight, and it distorts his vision and he just runs away. I guess most of the friend group went to the McDonald's playground thingy because now we see this blonde girl in here, coming face to face with the evil mouse. He flicks his knife at her and the blood goes on her face. Then he tries to get her, but she runs away, and tells Marcus and Alex who are outside the plaything. Now, I think this is a great representation of Mickey. From what I've seen watching Mickey growing up, he doesn't kill people, and so far, Mickey hasn't killed anyone. So good job, movie. So now Alex goes into what I guess is the manager's work office. Maybe he has a Mickey office and then a work office, I don't really know. And Mickey's on the phone and tells her to round up all her friends so they can play hide and seek. And that sounds like a great time to me, especially with Mickey Mouse. I feel like you gotta pounce on that opportunity. But now we see Mickey go to a bar next door. And at this bar next door, we find Party Guy and his hockey teammates. And they're plotting something evil. They plan on jumping Marcus. All because how could he like the girl that I like? That's super fucked up, Marcus. Maybe stop feeling the emotion of love. Idiot. Now they see Mickey pull up, and they think that's Marcus. Which again, I gotta say, that doesn't look like Marcus. That looks like fucking Mickey. How could you think a mouse looks like a human? I just don't understand. So then Mickey does his best to fight them, but I don't know how many fights Mickey has been in his life. Wouldn't be surprised if this one was the first one because he looks so awkward and stiff. And look how bad this fight scene is, oh my god. But yeah, I think he kills them. But then we cut back to the arcade and see the couple that Mickey peeping Mickey'd, and they're all dead and stuff. And then we get a nice philosophical question from this blonde girl.
Are they dead?
Yeah, Maria, they look pretty fucking dead.
And I don't really know how to answer this one. I might just have to ask my cousin's 4-year-old. But then we see the clone of Party Guy, and he's on this roller coaster, which I gotta say, it's sick to have a roller coaster in an arcade. Never seen that before, I don't know about you guys. And if I was there, I'd be having the time of my life. Arcade, McDonald's plaything, roller coaster, Mickey Mouse, what is not to like? So now we see Party Guy take a hit and he becomes slumped. And now we see evil Mickey and he's got a trick up his sleeve. He starts up that ride and the Party Guy clone looks like he's not having fun, which is literally the whole point of the ride, so what are you doing, guy? But then he gets off the ride and evil Mickey is chasing him. But then we cut to evil Mickey looking at this blonde girl playing VR games. I guess she's not aware of what's going on even though we're pretty deep into this movie. And then a group of friends see Mickey just standing there, menacingly. Alex has the bright idea to pull the fire alarm so they can get some help over here at the arcade. Marcus hops on the loudspeaker and tries to warn all his friends about evil Mickey lurking in the shadows and tells them to be careful. Then this blonde girl finds Alex, but she just ends up getting her neck cut. What sucks about this movie, besides the fact that the whole movie sucks, is the kills are so boring. Like going into the mousetrap, obviously my expectations are not that high. But at least I expect some cool kills. But we get basically nothing. Give me sick kills. It's a slasher. And all we got is the hockey scene and now this scene, bro. Literally no redeeming quality. And I need to add on that the budget for this movie was $800,000. Where did that money go? Obsession was $750,000, so do with that what you will. But then we see Alex flash Mickey with the flashlight of doom and despair. And he runs away. Then we cut to Rebecca and the Party Boy clone. We see Rebecca trip, which is reasonable because there's a lot of stuff on the floor. And now we find out an interesting fact about Mickey. He's an Odyssey fan because he just cuts through Rebecca's Achilles heel. Then he grabs Party Boy clone's head. And he fights extremely hard to get out of this, but he's no match for Mickey, who stabs the knife in his head. Then we cut to Alex, Marcus, and the blonde girl yapping, and they somehow figure out that Mickey can teleport. If I was them, I feel like that'd be the last conclusion that I come to, but I guess they're just smarter than me, I don't know. Then we see this other blonde girl attempt to walk in the arcade all nonchalant, but Mickey was like, hell no, I ain't gonna let that slide. So Mickey goes behind her and stabs her, and all her friends watch her die. And then he emotes on her body. We see the big three unite with Party Guy, and Party Guy comes to the conclusion that Mickey is one of his hockey teammates, and he thinks one of them just gone insane. Again, I don't know how you just come to that conclusion, maybe because of the hockey jersey Mickey wears, but still, you literally saw all your boys die. What are you talking about? They don't exist anymore. How could that be Mickey? Mickey Mouse grabs this wrench and just smokes him with it, but Marcus comes behind Mickey with ill intentions and bonks Mickey on the head with a baseball bat. You know, the baseball bat that they have at arcades. They put a chair on top of Mickey and try to trap him, and they flash the shit out of him and he starts tweaking. But then Mickey hits the flashlight away and teleports. I can't wait to be done with this. This movie sucks. Then we see the big four come up with a plan to murk Mickey. So they stun him and then they just take turns beating his ass. Then the two guys hold him down and we finally think that Mickey Mouse, this evil killer, has been caught. His reign of terror is over, so you think. because then he just teleports away. Come on, what the fuck? So Mickey ends up teleporting behind Alex and chops off her head. And Marcus is devastated by this, not because she's dead, but because he never got the chance to ask her out. Like he didn't have 21 years of life to do that. And then we have the final shot of Mickey asking Rebecca if she wants to be evil with him, and she responds pretty excitedly. And that's how this movie ends. So yeah, I knew this movie was going to be trash going into it, but goddamn, it surpassed my expectations. And it's 100% the dumbest movie I've ever seen. A teleporting killer Mickey Mouse, like come on. So if you like the video, please give it a like. I'm thinking about making this a series where I just look at the dumbest movies I can find. But yeah, subscribe too if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.